Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to go through my top favorite makeup brushes. I have like 12 here, I believe. And I'm just gonna go through just my top favorites. The ones that I use every single day, pretty consistently. And yeah, I'm just gonna share those with you. And then I'm just gonna kind of tell you, after I share them all, like what my top like 3 would be, just so it kind of narrows it down to like a few. Anyway, we're just gonna jump in because I'm like rambling now. But yeah, let's get started. So my first favorite brush is a face brush. These aren't in any particular order, by the way. I'm just doing it kind of like face to eyes and just kind of in the order that made sense to me, but they're not in any like particular like favorite order. Okay, anyway, so this is the Morphe M439, and if you've been watching my videos, I've been using the crap out of this recently. So it is like a round top kabuki brush, and it's pretty stiff and it's soft and it's affordable, and it's so nice because it does have like the round top, but you like dab your foundation on and you can just blend it out, and it just blends out foundation so flawlessly, and it's the perfect size to where, you know, it's big enough that, you know, it applies really fast, but it's small enough to just kind of get and work it into the small areas of your face. So I really love this one. It's definitely probably my favorite foundation brush, and I've tried quite a few foundation brushes, so I love this. So next is the Morphe E1 brush, and I wasn't gonna include this, but it is a video that, I wasn't gonna include this, but it is a brush that I use every single day, almost like no matter what look I'm doing. Like I use this pretty much every single day, and I have a few like big powder brushes like this, but this one, whenever I first tried it, I just like fell in love with it. I mean, it's like the same idea. It's like kind of rounded as the other one was, but it's just like dense and it's like fluffy. Like I'll compare it to, this is the Sigma F20 large powder brush, and you can just see like how big and like fluffy this one looks compared to this one. And I don't know, I just love it. It's so soft, and like I said, it's just so easy to just quickly apply powder on your face with this brush. So that is the Morphe E1. So my next brush is it's classified as a contour brush, but I do really love it for just like bronzing up my face, not necessarily like harshly contouring. But this is the M405 brush, and it is just an angled brush. It's just an angled natural hair brush, and I really like this because it is fluffy enough to where it blends out. Sorry about the sun, it's just like shining right in the window right now, and I hope it doesn't screw up the lighting. It's probably gonna annoy some people, but I'm sorry, I cannot control it. Anyway, so I really like this brush because it's small enough to get it where you want it, you know, in your cheekbones, but it's big enough and like fluffy enough to where it just like blends everything out like flawlessly. And it just leaves for a really nice like bronzed look. I really like it. I use this so much for bronzing my face, contouring a little bit. I love it. And the angle is just like perfect, and yeah. So I do have another contouring kind of brush, and that is only because they're two totally different kinds of brushes, and I've been loving this one for contouring. So this is the Morphe G30 brush. It looks like this, and it is a flat brush, like a flat short hair dense skinny brush, and it is awesome for contouring. I just put up a contour video, so you will see this in action, but if you don't, it just fits perfectly in the hollows of your cheeks and it blends it out very nicely, and it's just really great for contouring. It's if you guys have heard of the NARS Itty brush, it's pretty much the same exact idea. This one is just like a quarter of the price. So another, gosh, all of my face brushes are from Morphe. I swear I did not do that on purpose. No, it's just coincidental because they have been coming out with some awesome brushes. So the next brush is again from Morphe, and like I said, that was not intentional. I just am realizing it now that I've said Morphe like 700 times. But anyway, this is the M501 brush, and it looks like this, and it's just a kind of slightly tapered, like little fluffy brush. And I love this brush for highlighting my cheekbones. Oh, there goes the sun. Now my lighting's better, yay. But anyway, so I love it for highlighting my cheekbones. It's just perfect size to really like dust it on there nicely, and it's fluffy enough to where it's not like, you know what I mean? It's just a nice cheekbone highlighting brush, and I really like it. And if you've been watching my videos at all, I've probably used this in almost every single one. So yeah. So my next brush is my favorite brush like ever, and this is the Sigma E25 blending brush. It is dirty, so excuse me for that. But it's just this shorter like crease blending brush, and it's just like, it's skinny enough to where you can really concentrate color into the crease nicely, but it's fluffy enough to where it's just easy like to flawlessly blend it out wherever as well. And I really, really love it just because it is such a good brush to do almost every single thing you need to do with. Like, it's just the perfect blending brush. It really is. And if in comparison, this is the E35 tapered blending, and you can just see like the size difference from what would be considered a normal blending brush here to the E25 here. It's just a lot denser, and it's not as rounded. It's more like got more shape to it, I guess, than a normal blending brush. So I really, really love this. Definitely one of my favorite brushes. I love it. So my next brush is newer, but the first time I like reached for it, I fell in love with it. It is definitely, I mentioned in my last video that these two brushes, the E25 and this brush, are like a match made in heaven, because this does the blending, this does the crease work, and they're just perfect. So this is the Morphe M322, and it's just kind of a rounded tip, like really small blending brush almost, and it's like really fluffy and nice. It's not super dense, it's nice and fluffy, but it's small, so it's really perfect to really work color and concentrate it into the crease. But it's also nice because it's not gonna, you know, just get sucked into the crease, and it has more breathability to kind of blend everything out while concentrating it in one spot, if that makes sense at all. I don't know. I really, really love this brush though. It's great. So then my next brush is the Morphe E18. And this is a pencil brush, but it's not your like typical pencil brush. Like this one that I'm going to mention next is more of a typical pencil brush, and as you can see, this one is much more like kind of flat rounded top as opposed to like pointy, and it's just really dense and small. And I love that it's more flat on top, just because it's so much easier to dip it into a product and swoop that color across the lower lash line than it would be with a pointed tip, because I feel like whenever I use a pointed tip, It's usually too stiff and I feel like I like jab myself in the eye more. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think this is the perfect like lower lash line brush. It's so perfect. I've used it like every day since I got it. And even it's like multifunctional in the sense that you can even like pack color kind of in the crease if you need to, because it's small enough to just really like concentrate color places. But it's like, I don't know, it's fluffy enough to smoke out the lower lash line, but it's dense enough to really pack color in, and I love that. So my next brush is the Morphe M124, and it is just a skinny, like paddle brush almost. I really love this because it's nice to pack color on the lid, but it's also nice, again, to kind of like define lines like crease work and even like the lash line and just anything. It's a very multifunctional brush, but it is not a blending brush, and so that is what, you know, is different between like this one and the other one. This is more of a brush to like concentrate color and pack color on, which I really like because everyone needs a brush to pack their color on. So my next brush is another pencil brush, and this is the Morphe E24, and this one is the more pointy, stiff one as opposed to my E18, and I don't like this for the lower lash line, as I mentioned, because it is longer and pointier and a lot more dense, but I love this to concentrate color into the crease because it's so skinny but so dense that it's perfect for outer corner, for above the lash line, for in the crease. It's really great to just concentrate color and smoke things out a little bit. Alright, then my next brush is the Sigma Short Shader brush. It is the E20, and honestly, whenever I first got my professional kit from Sigma, I didn't pick up this brush for like the first like year. I was like, that's the most pointless brush ever. But I recently it was in the last like quite a few months, but I've been using this for, I'll show you. It's just a really short, like pretty dense little tiny brush. But I use this for my brow bone highlight, and this is perfect because it's slightly rounded to where you can really stick that up in the arch of your brows and like highlight, and it's dense enough to where it like gets that color on there nicely and you don't have to like worry about like, you know what I mean? It's just perfect to get in to where you want to. And I use this after I fill in my brows, but before I put gel on them, just because I feel like whenever I have gel on and then I'm using a powder product with my brow, it can float up and like get in the gel and it's just a hot mess. I don't know, maybe that's just me, maybe I'm just like sloppy with my brow bone highlight, but I find it does that and it bothered me, so yeah, I use this to highlight. Then last but not least is the Morphe 515 M515, and you guys are gonna see this and probably be like, is that even a brush? But yeah, it is. And it's just this super tiny, like look at it next to my finger. It's just like super tiny and adorable. Okay, but it's just this teeny tiny little like pointy brush, and it's not very dense at all. It's pretty fluffy, but it's just really tiny, and I love this for my inner corner highlight. Like, it's perfect. Also, I love this for if I'm doing my mascara and I accidentally get some on my lid, I'll take whatever color is on my lid and I'll just dab it over the mascara with this little tiny brush, and it just covers it right up. It's like I didn't even make a mistake. So I really love this just for anything. Like, you can literally use this for anything. You can use it for your crease, you can use it for on your lid, you can use it to cover something up. You can use it for a highlight, an inner corner highlight, lower lash line, anything. And I love it because, like, I don't know, I feel like everyone needs a teeny tiny little brush in their collection just for like whatever life may throw at them. Okay, and then this isn't part of my brushes. I mean, it is part of my, I'm gonna mention it. But it is not a brush, and so that is why I'm like just including it from like these other 12, I believe. So, I just wanted to give an honorable mention to the Beauty Blender because although it is not a brush technically, it is one of my favorite ways to apply or blend out concealer. And it also works so good for foundation. It's just a dream and I love it. So even though I have like my favorite brushes, this is definitely one of my favorite things to help the brushes. I don't know how to really classify this, but I just figured I'd mention it just because, like, obviously I didn't mention anything to blend out concealer, and that is because I have not found a brush to blend out concealer that I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is the best thing ever. So I wanted to mention this just so you guys know that a Beauty Blender is definitely up there with my favorites. So just really quickly, I'm just going to like select a couple brushes. We'll say 3. Just, I don't know. I love them all, but I feel like, you know, if you're starting out, I'm just going to do eye makeup because I only showed like 4 or 5 brushes and 2 of them are contour for face, so you guys obviously know what I like those for. But, you know, if you are like, wow, that's a lot of brushes and brushes mean money, which is understandable, I'm just going to tell you 3 eye makeup brushes that I cannot live without, that I use literally almost every day, if not every day. So the first one is obviously the Blending E25. If you are going to get any brush in the world, get this one because it's amazing. The next one is its best friend, and that is the Morphe M322, and like I said, whenever I was explaining it for the crease, it's really great. I would definitely recommend this one to anyone. And then my third one that I would recommend is the Morphe E18, and it is the flat top, little rounded pencil brush. And the reason I chose these 3 to say, like, if you're gonna get any, get these 3, is just because, I mean, I can go, if I'm like away from my makeup collection for like a month, say, I could use these 3 makeup brushes only and like a couple of my favorite palettes, and I can literally do any makeup look that I wanted to with these 3 brushes just because they are so great. You can do anything with these 3. They are a dream, and like I said, I use them probably every single day and I love them. So I would recommend these 3 and take it or leave it. But yeah, so that is all for my makeup brush favorites, brushes. I don't know what I'm gonna call this. That's all for my favorite makeup brushes. That is it. But I hope you enjoyed this, and if you want to see more videos like this, please give me a thumbs up or comment down below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I would much appreciate it. So you have a great day, and can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye.